So these are the fabled headquarters of the Scions. I confess I would have expected an order of self-proclaimed warrior scholars to surround themselves with the fruits of man's enlightenment. And yet there's not so much as a single piece of magitech in sight. It never ceases to amaze me how primitive you Eorzeans truly are.
Oh, I'll have you know that the Rising Stones is home to the very latest in magitech innovation. Wedge calls it the Mark 14 Thermocoil Boil Master, and it's the finest kettle I've ever had the pleasure to own.
We are returned. Well, Ida and I, at least. Ishtola and the others remain behind to continue their assessment of the binding magic.
There didn't seem much point staying just for that, so I decided to come back with Alphino. Papalymo bought us this time. We shouldn't waste it.
By your leave!
Good gods, that voice could fell a gigas.
Hello? Oh man, I've been muted this entire time? What a waste. I'm sorry about that, everybody. I'm glad I caught it 10 minutes in at least. Looks like my filters are working. So at least I don't sound terrible?
This is the Rising Stones, domicile of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. I enter at the invitation of one Lord Urianger. I spy you there, Shadow Walker. You always were a hard one to find.
Yugiri, do you know this man?
Gosetsu, why are you come to Eorzea?
In search of you, Yugiri. For days and nights did I row across the angry sea. I made port in good spirits, only for my own flesh to betray me over the trifling matter of an empty belly. Collapsed in the street like an unfed stray I was, until Lord Urianger came to my aid. Over a most welcome meal, we spoke of the plight of Doma, and I learned of our displaced countrymen's work to resettle this blighted land. 'Twas blind fortune that I was able to locate you so swiftly. But now we must make ready to depart. Our master languishes in dire peril, and Doma calls her daughter home.
It is not so simple, Gosetsu. There are obligations which bind me here.
You refuse? Did you mislay your oath during your flight from our homeland? The laws of hospitality must be honored, but surely the vow to defend your master demands the greater obeisance.
It was our master who bid me guide our people to safe haven by any means necessary. And it was the Scions you see before you who provided us succor and sanctuary when all others refused. Dire peril or no, were I to return without first repaying such hospitality, our master would cut me down at the threshold.
Mayhap that is so.
There is more. A crisis threatens all within this realm, Eorzean and Doman alike, and I go to play my part in its resolution. I will not bring shame upon our liege by abandoning my people or my duty.
How very noble of you. Now, in the name of honor, kinship, and, practicality, might I suggest we get this expedition underway? Or would you rather debate the finer points of duty and leave Omega to the Empire?
The Empire? You, Giddy? You draw steel against the curse of Garlemald?
Sometimes.
Then why did you not say so? My blade is oath-bound to fall upon the ranks of the Imperials wheresoever they march. Lead on, Shadow Walker, and may the enemy tremble at our coming.
Old, wait. Can I speak to you for a moment? You remember when I had you meet me at the Diamond Forge and we ambushed you? Well, once we had your measurements, I set to work making you a traveling outfit in my spare time. Only just this moment finished the stitching, but I wanted you to have it before you left. Here. It did happen. You can try it on right now if you like. I don't think this is my vibe. Assuming we measured correctly, the fit should be just right. Snug, but not too snug, if you know what I mean. How does it feel? You're not just saying that, are you? I can't tell you how much this means to me. I've crafted something worthy of the Warrior of Light is... Well, let's just say it makes all the practice worthwhile. I also sewed in a blood pearl charm to, you know, bring you home. May it always protect you. Okay. You like your new outfit? I filled it with blood. Oh. And it's none too good. Alright, since I was muted for the first part, I should re-intro myself. Good morning, everybody. I'm Old Man Sugarheart. Today we're playing Heavensward, Final Fantasy XIV, and we've only got 2 quests left before the next one, Stormblood. This guy. I don't remember this guy. So we have to wake Omega up, right? When do we start? Ida, are you sure that's... I'm sure, yes. I won't lie and say I'm completely fine, but I'll feel a lot better if I'm doing something useful. Very well. I will remain here and continue coordinating our efforts with the Alliance. Alpha no. Mayhap you could return to Gridania and assist Y'shtola and Kryl? A fine suggestion. The rest of us will form the Cartano expedition party. Nero and I will focus on rousing Omega, while Old, Ida, and our Doman friends take care of security. Head nods all around. The Excelsior is by the lake just outside of town. We'll leave as soon as everyone is ready. Thumbnail previews in YouTube. Love the head nods. Like 40% of my videos. If you look at the little preview GIF that they use sometimes, It's like 40% head nods. It's like, here I am nodding at Alphino. Here I am nodding at Americ. Here I am nodding at Sid. Let's go. Haven't far to go. With any luck, we'll be in Cartano before Gasetsu graces the deck with his dinner. Once there, however, we'd best be on guard, given that Line Royale was still active when Omega was discovered. We can be sure that the Empire has long been aware of its existence, and if Nero deemed it the obvious solution to the threat posed by this new primal, it is not impossible that Garlemald might do the same. Have your weapons ready and your wits about you. Something tells me we're flying into a fight. All right. Can't really remember how these quests go. I remember the cutscenes being pretty legit. But I can't remember what I actually do to get there.
Now, where was that? Ah. I've enabled the teleporter. One brief jump and we shall arrive in Omega's control room.
How convenient. You've been here before.
Of course. It was no easy task threading a path through all the skirmishes. But how could I ignore the existence of such a fascinating toy? You may trust that...
Trust? Aye. I trust your appetite for technology.
Sorry about that.
I chased down a suspect airship, and who should I find but the traitor, Sid Garland.
Boy, what's all this then?
Searching for something, engineer? Something big? It's close, isn't it? It's like all my name days have come at once.
For all the scouts the Empire could have sent. Take care of that brute, will you?
God damn it. Can't let Nero tinker around in there by himself. I'm sorry to leave you to it, but I dare say you'll manage without me. This clod has no idea who he's dealing with.
We'll go Tetsu. Fight with me. Is it go Setsu? Go Tetsu.
I am Gosetsu,
Oh, thank you.
Samurai of Doma. You will rue your choice of opponent this day.
How we doing, everybody? Do.
This one'll sting. Your defense is lacking.
Look upon a samurai of Doma.
So am I the tank?
It's all over now.
Feel like we didn't discuss this.
No retreat. No surrender.
I have you.
No holding back.
Play those savages. Get him, Captain.
Leave this to me.
What are you fools gawping at? Don't just stand there. Okay.
With soul and steel!
You watching, Papalymo? An opening.
Let's keep coming.
'Tis my right to strike!
This one'll sting.
Your defense is lacking.
Look upon a samurai of Doma!
It's all over now. No retreat. No surrender.
I have you.
Surrender. We have you outnumbered. Wouldn't be the first time. Are you still playing with those soldiers? Suppose I can lend you one of my toys, but only if you promise to give it back. Behold, the Red Baron, now in this nonsense. One of my favorite games back on MS-DOS. But no one told me they'd have Magitech armor. Hold forward, hold for the Empire. The honorless cur thinks to abandon his men. I shall see that he shares their fate. Pray attend to the rest of his minions. Okay. Let's see. Pew, pew, pew.
No retreat. No surrender.
I have you.
It's all over now. Leave this to me.
With soul and steel!
This one'll sting.
I think I'm doing fine.
An opening.
We got such limited control here, you know?
Look upon a samurai of Doma!
No holding back. Your defense is lacking.
Tis my right to strike!
You watching, Papalymo? No retreat. No surrender.
Pew, pew, pew. Honestly, I think I would have preferred this one to just be a really cool cutscene. Hey, get back here! Order you to stand your ground. Come back here now, please. Up. Damn it. By the seventh hell. I'll kill you bastards if it's the last thing I'll ever do. I mean, alright.
With soul and steel!
This one'll sting.
Look upon a samurai of Doma!
I don't see anything in the objectives of keeping my teammates alive. I don't know if they matter.
Your defense is nothing.
Still.
'Tis my right to strike!
You watching, Papalymo?
Are you remembering to subscribe and follow and like, Papalymo? You okay, buddy? You haven't seen the last of me, mark my words. It'll be you who rues this day. Kneecap him, don't let him get away.
Temporal stasis disengaged. All systems operational. Garland?
All clear on this side. It's waking up.
Remarkable! Omega sensors immediately detected the presence of the cocoon, even at this distance. They must have been set to scan for sources of energy exceeding certain magnitudes.
I still don't see any means to control the machine directly. It seems to have been designed to act wholly autonomously. Once we release Omega, we can be fairly certain it will attempt to capture the Primal at Belsar's Wall. Assuming its mission is successful, our only option at that point will be to re-engage its stasis system and put it back to sleep.
And should the machine happen to misbehave, we'll simply initiate an emergency shutdown. I confess we don't yet have a complete grasp of its capabilities, but I'm certain the details will not elude us for long.
Well, I understood less than half of that. So, my question to you is, are we doing the right thing?
What do you think?
What do I think? All right. Step aside, Sid. Is this the thing I need to press?
Yes, that's the one.
You gave too much for us to waste this chance, Papalymo. So this is for you. And me.
Yes! Fly free, my pretty! Show us what you can do.
Sounded a little frothy there.
The launch sequence has begun. Omega is loose.
This is amazing, I know. I remember this cutscene being like incredibly cool. Get him, Beetle.
Huh? Omega has stopped transmitting. But that shouldn't be. I didn't engage the stasis system.
And what does this signify? I have little understanding of these contrivances.
The launch went exactly to plan, but all signals emanating from Omega have ceased. This may indicate any number of things, but we will need to join the Scions out in the field if we are to ascertain which one.
Right. I've ordered a malfunctioning beast to go to sleep. That should prevent any unfortunate mishaps. I suggest we make our way back to Gridania.
Omega destroyed the cocoon. Papalymo's spell is fading. It was bound to his ether, you see. And if the connection is broken...
So wait, was Papalymo's soul destroyed? Or did it just return to the river? I'm not sure why we lost contact with Omega, but I mean to find out. Let's be on our way. One moment, everything was functioning perfectly, and the next it wasn't. It makes no sense. We need to see what happened for ourselves, and soon. This is it, the final quest of Heavensward. Words can ill express how glad I am to see you all unharmed. When Omega came hurtling towards the cocoon, everything dissolved into chaos. I have to see it. I have to see it with my own eyes. Ito, wait! We must... The Elder Seed Seer is expecting us. Right not, Alpha? No. Gosetsu and I will watch over her. You may safely attend your meeting. Thanks, Yugiri. Council reconvened a short while ago. Let us make haste for the Lotus Stand. All they are eager to hear your testimony. Nobu. I've heard that name before. Is that from Love Hina? 1,000 years ago? Surely there's been like 8 more Shinobus since then. I haven't kept up with anime. I had kids and like, you know when you're young and like your parents are like, you'll outgrow video games at some point. Like they weren't right, but they were like kind of right. Like at some point you just have to choose what your favorite hobbies are. And unfortunately, anime kind of was one of the ones I lost. The Elder Seed Seer awaits you within. Yeah, alright. So, like, I'm not up to date with the new hotness. Fell off somewhere in the middle of One Piece. Although, in the middle of One Piece is probably, like, the first 10% of One Piece. Only, like, episode 600, you know? My friends, fully eagerly if we awaited your return. You indeed could have discharged the duty entrusted to you. And most humbly do we thank you for seeing it done. Your too kind, Elder Seedseer. As I recall, we as good as demanded the right to try, but tell me, how did the battle unfold? We succeeded in waking Omega, aye, but we lost contact with the weapon shortly after it launched. From our position in the control room, we were blind to all that followed. What words could do justice to such a scene? None of my choosing, that much is certain. But I can give you the facts. The cocoon hatched even as Omega arrived, and from its midst rose a great dragon. The pair duly set about each other in the skies over Girabanya. Primal's might defied belief. It seemed the very heavens would be rent asunder by the force of its blows, and it wielded such magics as I have never seen and hope to never see again. Battle raged on with no end in sight until both combatants were engulfed in a blinding flash of light. When the radiance faded, I saw the pair fall motionless from the sky, going to rest somewhere on Alamegan soil. I'll not speak for the rest, but to my eye it seemed that each had landed a fatal blow upon each other. While most among us could think only of Bahamut when looking upon the primal's form, the Domans were heard to whisper the name Shinryu. It would appear that the being resembles a creature of Far Eastern legend. We have found it convenient to refer to it as such. The Shinryu's fate, and indeed that of Omega, is yet unknown. We have, alas, no eyes on the Girabanya side of the border. Aye, which is why we have sent our main force under the command of Marshal Tarapin to capture the wall. The Imperials in disarray. We have the perfect opportunity to secure Gradanya's border and assess the aftermath of the impact. I myself will join the Marshal and his men when the council is adjourned. That explains a few things. I'll wager that flash of light coincided with our loss of contact. As you wonder, we quickly re-engaged Omega's stasis system, so even if it has fallen into the Emperor's lap, it'll be of no use to them, say perhaps as a statue. Correct. Without me to guide their efforts, it would take them decades to decipher the Omega's core functions, if they managed it at all. Such reassurances do much to calm our fears, yet the relic's fate is but one of several concerns. Indeed, humbly submit that the time has come for us to make contact with a resistance representative in Girabanya. Though Ilbert has forced our hand, it would seem only logical to seek an alliance, given the inevitability of the Imperial retaliation, and by working in concert, it is not impossible that Alamigo might finally be wrested from Garlemald's grasp. Whew, that was a lot of words. Also, we sent troops to capture the wall. Isn't that what Ilbert wanted from the beginning? You must be exhausted. Would ordinarily suggest that we retire directly to the Rising Stones, but I wonder if we might first make a small detour. Y'shtola and the others have gathered at Amarisak's spire, and I imagine that you too would be interested to see what will become of the wall now that the cocoon is gone. It is decided then. Lead on. I don't actually know the way. Would that be East Gradania? East Shroud? Hey.
My friends, I cannot well express how glad I am to see you both unharmed. They say that Omega's clash with the Primal shook the very firmament.
You need not have worried. The battle took place far above the ground. We were able to observe in relative safety, though I'm given to understand that there were casualties on the far side of the wall.
It was like watching a nightmare unfold before our very eyes. Ilbird's primal manifested in the form of a colossal dragon, a being of pure violence. It burst forth from the cocoon with such terrible force.
That such a horror should spring from the eyes of Nidhogg comes as no surprise. Nor do I wonder at its form. Ilberd all but announced it in the moments prior to his death. Plainly, it was his dying wish to visit a second calamity upon the Empire.
And I am quite certain the abomination would have obliged had it not found itself outmatched by Omega. Gods! I am no stranger to the works of Allag, but even I was unprepared for the machine's furiosity. It beggared belief.
Good.
And how fares poor Ida in the midst of all this? Have you spoken with her?
She is up on the platform, lost in thought. We deemed it best not to disturb her, but mayhaps she would welcome some company after all. Shall we?
The light's gone. It was all we had left of him.
Ida.
I don't blame anyone. I knew what was going to happen. I knew the spell Papalymo meant to cast would drain away his life force. I knew that it would only buy us a little time.
Welcome to my Ida unboxing video.
Ida, there is no need to explain.
But there is. I can't hide in Papalymo's little shadow anymore, and I shouldn't hide behind my sister's mask. 20 years ago, on the day the Empire marched into Alamigo, I was still just a child, not even 5 summers old. My father had been one of the leaders of the revolution. He had fought to overthrow the Mad King, Theodoric. And my sister had fought alongside him. But she was strong and kind, and always knew what to do. But when the Garleans came, everything changed. My father went to war against them too, and I never saw him again. After that, I remember a lot of running. My sister dragged me for malms and malms until we came to the city of Sharlayan. That was where she met Master Louis Soir. He introduced her to the Circle of Knowing, and she eventually became an Archon.
She was your inspiration. Is that not why you took up her mask and her name? Or did you simply mean to continue what she had started?
You've known all along, haven't you? That I wasn't Ida.
Of course. We all recognized you at once. 'Twas Papalymo who persuaded us to maintain the charade.
It was silly to think I could fool you. I knew that even then, but I sort of decided not to know. Ida died 6 years ago, on a mission to smuggle refugees out of Alamigo. They say she was overwhelmed by Imperial soldiers when she stayed behind to save a little girl. She was so strong. There must have been a lot of them.
Her finish her story.
I'm sorry for lying to you. My real name is Lise.
Sure it's not pronounced lies.
When Papalymo brought me Ida's mask, it was meant as a keepsake, but I decided I wanted to be his new partner, to keep alive all the good that she had done. I didn't want to become Ida, exactly. At the time, though, I still didn't know who I was myself, and it almost seemed easier to play the role. Papalymo agreed to help, of course, but it was never what he wanted for me. He wanted me to walk my own path, and those were his final words to me. The Archon's mark he gave me is faded, and my last excuse along with it. So this is it. Whatever I choose to do from now on, I do as Lise. And I choose to continue my family's fight. I want Alamigo to be the country that Ida and my father always wanted it to be.
War is upon us once more.
Do you regret standing against the Empire? Would you have chosen a different road, knowing what you know now?
To claim that I never doubted the decision would be a lie. But I made my choice, and I have defended it with blade in hand ever since.
The battle continues, and our steel is needed. Come, Shadow Walker, we leave for the east, for Doma.
Gotta say goodbye at least, right? Brave of Lise to remove her mask after so long. Though she has scarce begun to come to terms with Papalymo's loss, that one act made plain her determination to move forward. And should she ever falter, we shall be there to support her on this road she has resolved to walk. Alright. Let us return to the Rising Stones. We have quite a story to tell Tadaro and my sister. Hi, kitty. You here to watch the credits? We've been through a lot with Heavensward. Remember that time there were dragons? Feels like a long time ago. Whole thing with Istinian and Isael. Scratching him, Yeti. Scratch, scratch. So hit. Then there's these guys. Do they come up again? I can't remember. Maybe they skipped the Stormblood portion. Never did beat Stormblood. Kitty, I am done petting you. You may bite me. Mister. Kitty is headbutting the mic. He demands attention. I demand attention. Gotta meow forever. Hey, meow. Right into the microphone. Meow. Oh, you're sticking your tongue out. He's being really affectionate. And I'm being super aggressive. He likes it when I pet him backwards. You know, just like ruffle his fur up. Like, I feel like that would be the most annoying thing in the world, but he loves it. Kitty. He's full force headbutting the microphone. Gotta stop. Alright, it's that book about this thing. You can almost even read it. It definitely says Heavensward. But it's written like how Rougin speaks. Trying to think of how long I've been playing Final Fantasy XIV to get to this point. I think we're at like movie 10. Each movie is like somewhere between like 10 and 12 hours. And so, yeah, 120, between 100 and 120 hours of game, and we're not even like through the free trial. That's crazy. Honestly, it's crazy that they give like the first 3 expansions as a free trial. Like, I can't play 200 hours of something and, like, really want to play more. Like, I think I can manage with Final Fantasy XIV while streaming. Because I'm counting on the ad revenue to, like, partially pay the subscription. And also, if I play for only 2 hours a week, maybe I'll get sick of it. And it's not that it's a bad game or anything. In fact, like, I like to say it's the best story in any game I've ever played. Like, it's just so incredibly well written and it goes on forever. Okay, so I can change scrolling speed, but I can't, like, straight up skip it. I feel like we've seen enough. Here's the Omega Beetle. Yeah, I typically don't have the patience to stick with a game for a very, very long time. Like, there's very few games I've put over 100 hours in. Like, there's the tiny short games that I can play on breaks. Things like Fights in Tight Spaces, Marvel Snap. You know, stupid games like that. But then for, like, big games, it'd be like Valheim. Valheim, I had to, like, skip the last expansion because, like, I can't just play a 200-hour game every time. Like, they release the next chapter. So I'm really excited for, like, the Deep North lap. It is good. Alright, so what's our plan for Final Fantasy XIV as soon as this wraps up? I think step one, instead of starting the next quest, I go start doing rogue things. So we're gonna like start the rogue job. We'll do as many job quests as we can. Probably need to pick up some orange juice from the Golden Saucer. I don't know. I imagine you can get food anywhere. This is just where I go, because my Golden Saucer dollars are infinite. And then we will start the rogue quest, do as many of the job quests as we can, see if we can get up to ninja. And then off stream, I'll just power level for a while until I get up to like level 70, and I will skip all the job quests until like I stream again, and then we'll like go through all of the ninja job quests together. Then it'll be the official start of Stormblood, once I'm all jobbed up for it. Even let in the IT people, which is probably good. I mean, IT people might seriously be some of the hardest workers on an MMO. Game Masters. How do I get that title? Theme Dragon Song. Dragon Song is a great song. I mean, it's not better than Answers, but it was up there. This particular video will get demonetized immediately because it'll be like, you stole this song from person B who wrote a cover song for Dragon Song. And I'll be like, no, they didn't write it. Here's the Final Fantasy XIV usage of materials license agreement. And it will remain unresolved. So all the money sits in escrow. All the money. It's like 50 cents. But, you know, I'm a big fan of not giving money to the people who didn't actually write the song, you know? I mean, like, the covers are good. Don't get me wrong. but I'm not using them. We done with pictures? What's wrong? Yeah, nope. There's nothing I can do. We can stare at nothing. Cornflakes from Kellogg 1907. Jason Lee, the guy from My Name is Earl, did testing on this game. That would be really cool if true. What else has Jason Lee done? There's something about like Jason Lee's voice, and honestly his face. He looks like he's what I imagine my dad was like when he was very, very young. But my dad's got a fatter head. I got it too. Playing a fishing game, and like in that game I have a nice little hat, and I was like, I should wear more hats. And then I thought about it for a second. I'm like, oh, never mind. Got a giant head. It looks so bad with hats. Look like a candy apple. I remember when my wife was getting an ultrasound, they were measuring my son's head, and they're like, he's in the 99th percentile for head size. And I was like, whoa, that's a big head. And she goes, yeah, it's genetic. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. No reason to call me a fat head. Like, I could have been blissfully unaware that my head was fat. Just think, like, why do they make hats so small? I don't know, I might be painting a pretty ugly picture of myself for everyone imagining me. I do look a lot like my VTube avatar. So you can see he's got a big head. But, like, it doesn't look weird. He may have mentioned, but Alphino apprised me of all that came to pass in Gridania. Your only task now is to rest. This is the calm before the storm. Was it Lise? It's been so long. All I know are credits now. Lise has chosen her path, and as her friends, we must do what we can to support that choice. We're fated to join the conflict in any case. Once the Alliance has taken the wall and opened the way to Girabanya, we'll have little choice but to fight. Which is not to say the cause is unworthy. After all, ignoring the plight of those whom might conceivably save is not wisdom, but indolence. Correct? I, for one, look forward to joining hands with the Alamegans and striking a blow against the tyranny of the Empire, as I rather suspect do you. Bow, bow, bow. Quick, march! The Imperials will soon come to their senses and we must be ready to face their retribution. It's almost time, Father. Aye, almost. Stand firm, Pippin. I learned to brace myself against the charge of the Bull of Alamigo. No foe will dislodge me. Will be as an unchewed hot dog, choking the enemy. Very well, O bird. I will take our homeland back. For both of us. Hillbird must be so happy right now. My Lord Viceroy, our scouts have confirmed the preliminary reports. Balsar's wall has fallen into the Eorzean Alliance. The hunt for Omega and the unknown icon continues, though both yet elude us. My lord, their battle has caused considerable damage across the region. Do we perchance divert some of our forces from the search to undertake necessary reconstruction work? Forgive me, my lord. I did not intend. Your will be done. Unknown. My spies tell me the Domans call it Shinryu.
Yeah, I'm feeling tipsy. I'm on the move.
Hey Kenshin, how are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. We are just about to end Heavensward and get into Stormblood. This is like the last cutscene of the last quest, I think. How's it going? Hi, White Cotton. I hope you had a good time. What were you playing? Alright, unknown. My spies tell me the Domans call it Shinryu, and that it proved a match for Omega. Yes. The coming days promise to be most interesting. Most interesting. Got her unplayed Roadcraft too long? Have a good stream? Thank you. And thanks again for the raid. At the far edge of fate, road begins anew. Heroes look to the eastern skies and behold their crimson something or other. A dawn of liberation, a gathering storm of blood. Alright then. We did it. That was the end of Heavensward. Alright. Now, it's time for us to change jobs. We need to go all the way back to Limsa Lominsa. Become ninjas. Change jobs for every expansion. And the rogue trader is somewhere in this planet. Like down here? Ish. But yeah, I've been kind of interested in Roadcraft. It looks more like a group game. I feel like it'd be pretty boring to watch somebody solo build a road. Can I come in? There's not behind these There's not behind these convent doors, though, for a worldly type like you, Gov. We're the dutiful sisters of the Edelweiss. All pure and saintly like. Now bugger off. Hang about. Ain't she that cove that goes by the name of Old? Yeah? Yeah, I knew it. Something about milling primals leaves its mark on a cove. It does. Anyway, you being who you are, you must have an inkling as to what goes on here, eh? The Admiral sent you to meet with one of me associates after that business with Leviathan, if you recall. That's right, mate. You stand at the entrance of the Rhodes Guild. Of course, 'twould be a poor sort of underground organization if we put a bleeding sign up at the front door. Anyway, from what Lady Ugiri told me, you're pretty handy in a scrap. She's off into some private business right now, but I reckon we might have some use for a bang-up cove like you. You're interested in joining us? Tip us your daddles and we'll put a hilt in each one, just like the gods intended. So what do you say? Fancy learning a new trade? Oof, this thieves' camp's gonna be rough. Hilt us your daddles? Good to see you're keen, but I should probably warn you on a few points before you dive in. Where most guilds take pride in turning their members into the best bloody candlesticks makers they can be, we only care about getting the job done. And the job ain't pretty. You become one of us, and you'll soon be neck deep in scum and knife fights. So if you're looking to scamper across the rooftops and bilk dandies of their blunt, you'd best take up with a different crew. Think on that. Come back if you're still keen. Still keen? I can scare you off then. Bene. They told me you were a meddlesome cove, and so it's proved. You'll need every ounce of that metal soon enough. Now step inside and have a prattle with Jack. He's our upright man, the master of the guild. So, you open the door for me? You looking to head inside? Yeah? Hey, how's it going? God. Wait, did that go through me? I'm the one they call Jack. Though I'm surprised you've heard of me. Perhaps you'd be good enough to tell me your name along with that of the kindly cove that told you mine. Ah, the famous old lofty left patch let you in, did he? You can't throw a blade for shit, but that one I don't miss not when it comes to sizing up a dimmer colt for the Stalin. Just one thing. You ain't a pirate, are you? No. Well then, it's time ye was stalled up to the rogue. Pull on your best beater cases and I'll swear you in meself when you're ready. Yar. Now, I could fill your waddles with the storied history of our guild, but that's just whids and wind. The most important thing, the only thing we care about, is getting the job done. Now, most folk, and I'm assuming you're among them, know that long after Limson's founding, the city was overrun by a motley collection of pirates and thieves. But as wild as that lot were, it soon became clear that they'd all end up killing each other if we didn't lay down a few rules. An unspoken code of conduct, as it were. 1. You don't bite the purses of your fellow Laminsons. 2. You don't rook a crew out of their spoils. And 3. You don't trade coals that like they was chattel. I'll admit the finer points of the code are a mite murky, but most agree on those 3 at least. Now, you might be thinking, none of that amounts to a sack of dillberries now that the Admiral's outlawed piracy. But in the back alleys and black markets where Merlewib's grip ain't so tight, the code's still alive and well. And just as the law is enforced by the Yellow Jackets, the code is regulated by us rogues. We go where the shadows are darkest and hand out justice to them as we break the code. So some rum-soaked cove steals goods from the wrong coal and we'll steal them back. That's the job, my natty lad. Of course, we don't hop the twig when the blade work's called for, neither. You see, there's more to our dagger play than just sticking coals with the pointy end. We'll weaken the mark with poison, then fade away and strike in the dark man's. Whatever it takes to get the work done. Well, old, what do you say to that? Got the guts to do the rogue's job? Yes. Alright then. First off, we'll have to get your kit sorted out. Rogue needs to be light on his dew beaters to stay on the mark's trail. The job might be have you fighting across a deck or weaving through a mob, and the last thing you want is a bleeding great battle axe what hooks itself on every rope and post. That's why we stick to daggers. Let you slip through the streets just as easily as slip through a rook's ribs. Here, take these stabbers and let's see how they look on you. Don't get so excited with your new toys and forget to dress the role. You'd be surprised how many colts come back to me in their bloody small clothes. Yeah, but I feel like having a dagger in each hand and being completely naked, it's got to be like an order of intimidation. Alright, so I just put on the stabbers, eh? Look at that. Well, would you look at that? Looking kind of roguish. Can I make a new one? Managed to strap those daggers on you without cutting yourself? Well, you're off to a good start, I'd say. Next, you'll want to get a feel for the weight and speed of your new weapons. I reckon those bleating cleats on the field outside of Limsa should serve for your first lesson. Aye, test your blades on a few of them lambs and then slice up some wraps and pugils for good measure. Mind you that the mill them beasties one at a time, lad. I know you've served far worse in the past, but you're no dimmer dammer with them stabbers just yet. I am so a dimmer dammer. Damn sight dimmer than dabber dooble deeble dobble. Yeah. Alright, let's go get some orange juice. Hustle, 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 hustle. And I mean, like, while we're here, we should gamble. But nope, never mind. I already purchased those. You got orange juice? Shepherd's pie. Let's go with the roasted nipples. No, antelope stew. Why am none of these matter? We're gonna eat a bunch of roasted nipples. Like, I can min-max this stuff. Sure. Alright. Back to Limsa Lominsa. And we start stabbing. I'm gonna save you the watching me reconfigure all my controls on stream. I'll save that for off stream, and we'll just manage these level 1 lambs with whatever default controls they give me. It looks like on the right side we've got stab. That might be all we need to get through like the first 30 levels. Bite me, rat. I like the spin kick. We're flying up the level ladder. What we got? Puggles. Got shade shift. Is that like stealth mode? I've never been a rogue before. Oh. We combo now. Got Gust Slash. But I imagine it like doesn't play like a World of Warcraft rogue, right? Like there's no like stealth play, sneaking up on people. Like maybe you have to position yourself behind. Actually, it's dawned on me I haven't played a DPS in years. Did have a good time as monk when I played that a long time ago. All right, we did it. Might as well set Limsa Lominsa as my home. I'm not ever going back to the Foundation ever again, as far as I know. Your first DPS was Monk, you hated it, but at level 100 it's actually fun? Really? I kind of liked it for the lower levels because like none of the fights matter, so you can just kind of like play with the camera and like getting the fun angles while you're punching things. A lot more exciting than like, I don't know, say casting spells. Looks the same no matter what angle you look at it. Looking ahead inside? Yeah. Though I do really like the tank classes for like the first expansion. You like it at low level, you'll love it at 100? Interesting. At level 100, we're probably going to be Pictomancers. It feels like the fun class to be for Dawn Trail, you know? Done with your million, are ya? You can never have enough blade practice, me young colt. In fact, I'll even add a list of marks to your hunting log. Pit yourself against the lot and you'll soon earn some new steps for your dance with the daggers. Aye, you must think of yourself as a dancer, not a bleeding butcher. You only need so much force to ram a short blade into the hilt. Precision and speed. That's how you get the most out of your stabbers. Bulky armor will have you plodding around like an ungainly aurochs. So make sure you're wearing the gear that'll let you move freely as well. Alright, get your blade word up to scratch, old. I might just have a job for you. Next job available now. Oh there, old. I must say you're looking comfortable with those stabbers of yours. I reckon you're good and ready for your first assignment. Ordinarily, I'd stow me wids and let you get on with your work, but seeing as we only just dragged you up into the shadows, there might be a couple of things you ain't familiar with. Let's build on what you likely do know, and that's the fact that the Admiral, God's bless her soul, has outlawed piracy in Limsa Lominsa. So why do you think there's so many sodden pirates in this town? I'll tell you why. Because there's one way for them to loot and pillage without incurring the wrath of the law. All you need to do is apply to serve the thalassocracy as a certified privateer. A captain with a privateer's license is free to terrorize the seas till the outgoats come home, so long as he only targets vessels what belong to the Garlean Empire. Of course, considering how bloody vast the Empire is, there's plenty of looting to go around. Crews fill their holds with Imperial plunder and then sail back to Limsa and offload the spoils, and that's where this particular case went sour. This one crew got their fambles on a Magitech device, a firing mechanism to be precise, but was rooked out of their hull by some heavy-handed coves. And if y'all recall, that don't sit well with the code. If you're so bold enough to rook a pirate out of his due, then you best be prepared from a visit from the rogues. It's us. Aye, and speaking of visiting rogues, Underfoot, over here, lad. I want a pair of you working together on this. Pass sentence on them code-defying rooks and bite back with that Magitech part. Eh? What's the cold need me for? You're in charge of new recruits, ain't you? Old first assignment. You're to go along and give them the benefit of your wisdom. Since when I was in charge of new... Ah, bugger it. So I guess we're to be partners now. Name's Perimu Harimu, but most of the fellows call me Underfoot. You might seem a touch reluctant, but Perimu's one of the best. You just do as he says and you'll get the job done. Hey. That potato's a he? The skills feel really nice at monk level 100. I need to choose what class I'm going to be for either Endwalkers or Shadowbringers. One of them I'm going to be a ranged physical DPS. But like, it can be anything for the other. Like, I'm trying to like go through all the types of jobs as we play through the entire game. I haven't really decided. Alright then, me young rogue. Seeing as this is your first official outing, I want to be sure that your dance steps are up to the task. With them short blades, you need to get good and close to your mark, aye? But we ain't bleeding swads in shining armor. The lighter the kit we wear ain't much protection from a click to the gun. Oh, okay. So if you don't fancy spitting blood and teeth, your best defense is simply not being there when your mark winds up to land a nasty clout. Sliding around to the flank usually does the trick, but there's some rum fun every rogue should master: the shade shift. Bear your mind and trust your speed, and you can leave an axe-wielding brute or spell-flinging mage chasing your shadow while you bury your backstabbers in his guts. Right, now's the time you put this lesson into practice against some of those Orlais out in lower Lanaska. I hope you was paying attention, lad, because those tentacles can pack a wallop. Go away. Okay. Like, I didn't read any tooltip on that thing, but we dodge. Create a shadow that nullifies damage up to 20% of max HP. Okay. I've got mitigation. Hey, who's this? Adel alcohol. Don't I know you from somewhere? Oh, hi, Sugarheart. Hi. It's Eru. I know. By the way, in case you're curious, this is Eru Vaneth. She's another streamer. I believe she lives in the Philippines, and so she streams right around the same time we do. We'll raid her sometimes. I don't know how to respond to whispers. Oh? Good luck with your stream. Your internet's dying right now. Can't really watch. Okay. We give her a flex. And a salute. Maybe she'll learn to understand that we have no idea how to communicate. But I like Eru a lot. One time we did like collab with her. We played what was it? There were Children of Light. Sky, Children of the Light. That's it. Okay. So I'm here, but I don't see anything. Maybe they're in Middle Lanaska? Emoting for communication is just fine. Hi, Eru. I'm so bad at socializing, I had no idea how to communicate. Let's try lower. We'll find these Orlai. He'll be lurking since the internet's on and off. Or it might just be Twitch. I had some internet issues recently. And I'm fairly confident it was... that it was my internet service provider. I may have gone to some websites that might be there. Lower Lanaska, that's where we're supposed to go, and we were there. Like, man, I don't want to confess to crimes on the internet, but, you know, the victimless crimes. Like, sometimes you want a show, but that show is on, like, Paramount Plus. And so maybe you need to find a way around that, right? Well, occasionally I got a message from, like, my internet service provider, like, hey, stop it. And so I think they actually tried to, like, stop me. By blocking the site on DNS, but what they managed to do was block the entire internet for me. Which, you know, is just a fun prank. And so now, I went ahead and changed my DNS settings so that I don't basically look up websites in their phone book. Y'all ready for an internet lessons? So like a DNS is basically like a phone book for like websites. You like type in google.com, it goes to the DNS to figure out like what the actual address is, and it sends you there. And so usually by default, internet service providers are like, you use our phone book. But there are free ones you can use, such as Google's. Or Cloudflare's. And that way, you can stop the internet service provider from doing a bunch of shady stuff that they're known to do. Like throttling different websites they don't want you going to. They also do weird stuff like injecting ads and all sorts of shady, illegal stuff. It's actually legal now, since they killed net neutrality, but it used to be illegal. In any case, you set up the DNS servers to point to like Google or Cloudflare. And then what you do is you encrypt traffic so that they can't spy on what you watch. You probably like see a lot of ads for like NordVPN and stuff like that. But you can, I recommend not doing that. Instead of like NordVPN, what you really should do is something like you configure your DNS to point to like 8888. That's Google. With a secondary of like 8844. That's also Google. And then you encrypt your traffic. You can set up like automatic encryption over HTTPS in Windows 11. And that makes it so that not only does your ISP have no idea what you're doing, Google will see what sites you're going to and how often you're going there, but they will have no idea what you're doing there. It gives you plausible deniability to do your shady, piratey things. Anyway, welcome to the rogue life. Looking ahead inside, I sure am. I'm training my viewers to be internet rogues. Anyway, that's some stuff I had to deal with yesterday. Normally, I'm just like, I don't do anything like super illegal. I don't really care if they spy on me. Usually minor transgressions that everybody does. Done with your practice then. As the sting of them tentacle buggers will soon teach you to stay on your toes, eh? Now that you got your blood rushing, I'd say it's time to get down to work. First thing first, we need to track down them addled coves what rooked that Magitech gadget. Might be as one of our rogues has heard something. The guild thrives on information, you see. And we've agents scattered far and wide with their glazes yet keen on and their waddles to the ground. Let us pay a visit to Latal one. Is that her name? At the Drowning Wench. Ask her for a weak ale and see what that gets you. I'm not setting you up for a laugh, lad, trust me. It sounds like it's gonna be a laugh. This is as close to the Drowning Wench as we can get, which is here. Hustle, hustle, hustle. Welcome to the Drowning Wench. What's your pleasure, sir? Weak ale. Never in all my days. We may serve some cheap grog in the wench, but not was it that was watered down. If our usual ale is too bold for your taste, perhaps you'd like me to order from the underground menu? There's quite a lot on offer for a customer with your roguish charms. Is there something in particular I can help you with? The trouble over the Magitech loot was not a subtle job. The gang in question is an unusual group of former pirates calling themselves the Dandy Demolishers. They seem to be enamored with the court dandy mannerisms and have a preference for seizing Garlean machinery. They're also known for conspiring with goblins. Rumors say the Demolishers visit a beast camp in the middle of La Nazca to fence their goods. And those goods generally take the form of Imperial technology. I imagine the goblins were rather pleased to take possession of a Mark XLII anti-aircraft cannon firing mechanism. Is that 63? My Roman numerals are a little rusty. Mark 63, give or take. If you mean to steal the device back, then your trail leads to the goblin camp in Summerford. Summerford, eh? On your way, lad. Meet me across the river camp, and we'll plan our next move. Alright, so like an X before an L. If L is 50, and it's like, you know, the V, then an X before the L would actually probably mean 40. So I'm guessing that's a Mark 43. But man, I could live without the Roman numerals. Like, I'll learn them once, like, Final Fantasy 43 comes out. But, you know, that won't be until Final Fantasy 42 too. Oh, you're not in Summerford Farms. That makes sense. Hang on. Should take care of these tiny guys with a little mark over their head. Hunting log things are worth a lot of XP. It helps the grind. I think each job has like a hunting log. So like we're getting 354 for killing these guys, but once we like kill the total number we need, yeah, it drops 1,960 and boosted us up to level 8. So yeah, if you kill like the little marked guys, it's like a free level. And normally, leveling fast doesn't matter in Final Fantasy XIV. But for my sake, for what I'm doing, like, we need the grind to go fast. Because next Friday, we're going to stream for another 2 hours, and we're going to want to go through, like, all of the rogue job quests. And so we need to be, like, level 70 by the time that starts. Get your noggin down, old. Been snilching the action across the way over there. No sign of the Demolishers, but I did see one of the Gambler Coves stuffing the Garlean gadget in their backpack. I knew the tall one would steer us all right. This is your chance, lad. Cloud that Gambler Gobby and grabble that device. Lost track of which gob it was. I'm thinking it's the sod on the left. Make sure you wait. You dance away from the bomb blast. Twisting and dodging in the middle of a fireball might not save you from getting your eyebrows singed off. Sorry, they got marks on their head. We're fighting the whole camp. I accidentally opened the map. How did I manage that? There we go. Yeah. I like the spinning. Hey, firing mechanism 43. We do know our Roman numerals. That's the way, lad. It was not for me to do but sit on me daddles and watch. They got the goods yet? Yes. This is the device, and no mistaken. Let's get back to the guild, eh? We still owe them demolisher bastards a $1,000,000, but they'll keep for the now. Here, you should be the one to deliver the prize back to Jack. Was your hand what snatched it out of the goblin's paws, after all? Captain, I say, some fiend has perpetrated violence upon our goblin colleagues whilst we sought but to wet our throats with fine libations. This will not stand, Captain. Our finely filched loot has been pilfered from under our noses. Blast and bother! My blood boils and bubbles at the temerity of this affront. I know not the identity of these audacious buffoons, but they shall be made to pay and pay dearly. With me, my fine fellows. Huzzah! Oh, alright. I think I like that guy. Seems Eru has gone about her business. We would have waved if she was still in the vicinity. Alright. Hustle. Can I jump down there? That's not where I'm going. Ah, Limsa, you all look the same to me. Gridania is still my favorite starting location, but we've spent a lot of time in Laminsa. You looking to head inside? Yeah. Re-up on the nipples. I get the best experience boost. Managed to grapple that firing mechanism yet, old? Here you go. Still in one piece, too. You done well for your first assignment, lad. Don't look like much. That crew put their lives on the line to cloy this here bauble. I'll be pleased to see it snatched back from the ruffians. We've yet to do for the Danny demolishers, Jack. The job ain't over. You're right, Underfoot. It ain't. You break the code, you face the consequences. Oh, ho, ho. This is not all what I expected from inside of a convent. Who might you be, sirs? Your ignorance is understandable. After all, our schemes are always perfect, our heists impeccable. Shall I reveal our infamous name and drink in your delicious terror? We are deadly, dastardly, and dictionally devilish. Wail before the dainty demolishers. Quailin'. Captain, I say, there's the cat who misappropriated our merchandise. I concur. The self-same simpleton whom we trailed unnoticed to this very establishment. Surprise, surprise. Now, my dear dandies, let us not be unpleasant. We should endeavor to resolve this distastefulness without resorting to insults of other less diplomatic methods. At least not yet. You there. Yes, the clean-cheeked errand boy. Be a good fellow and fetch me your superior. One of your colleagues has committed a terrible crime against us. We shall not be leaving until the proper restitution has been paid. Oh, an errand boy now, am I? Tell me, Captain, just what kind of place do you think this is, then? Huh? This place? I suppose it's some manner of convent. The one-eyed doorman named it the Dutiful Sisters of the Edelweiss or some such. And you've yet to realize your mistake. Fate was sealed the moment you dragged your sorry Quarren across the threshold. You threatening me, boy? I'll have my fellows cut out that impudent tongue. We've exhausted our reserves of dainty today, lads. Let's show these fraudulent sisters how the demolishers deal with the upstarts. You still don't understand, do you? There are but three sorts of coals what the doorman lets pass. Clients, recruits. God spit. I'll kill you all. Didn't your mom teach you not to interrupt a lady when she's talking? You'd have learned the third sort of coal is the blockheads for brains what mark what marches himself right into the rogue's den. Rogues? We were so careful. I heard tales in my pirate's days, stories about the merciless wraiths who uphold the code. They weren't called rogues back then, though. The upright thieves they were. The knives in the shadows. You can't be then. You're just trying to scare me. Well, the captain of the dainty demolishers is not so easily cowed. To the hells with your deceptions. Huzzah! Huzzah for my fallen comrades. Deceptions? Hi. Anyone you meet can be a rogue, Captain. Even a clean-cheeked errand boy. He's still breathing. Find some rope and string him up someplace in town. Think that'll do it? Maybe we need like a pyramid of skulls? You can do this Mongol style? And now the job's done. Quite an introduction you had there, eh? Welcome to Limsa Laminsa's ever-turning underbelly, where the thieves shed their skins and become rogues. I'm wearing a monocle under my sunglasses. Hey, I'm gonna have to really adjust my drip. Not much for discussing the old days, but since it's come up, I might as well clear up the confusion. It was back when piracy was at its peaks, while the coves what protected the code were dimmer dammers, the best lads and lasses to be had from among the pirate crews. They bit back the goods what was wrongfully bitten, and came for the guilty under cover of darkness. Upright thief became the title for these coves. What Delton sanctioned stealing a millin. But it was only those as had cut all ties with the buccaneer's life that was accepted into the ranks, conflicting loyalties and all that. They formed their own guild and even their own way of speaking, and that was once pirates was pirates no more. Later on, when Merlib took the admiral's chair, the upright thieves agreed to abide by her laws. We became the Rogues Guild to mark the change and alter in our recruiting policy to accept venturers like yourself. But although the title is different, the job remains the same: uphold the code, preserve the underground society what spawned us. Just as you've done with this assignment. Keep up the good work, old, and you'll go far in the shadows. Give me your money. Alright. And we're not high enough level to take the next quest, but that's perfect timing because my alarm went off and I gotta take the kids to summer school. I hope you had a great time. Stick around, we'll find somebody to raid. And yeah. We'll play more of this next week. And if you want to play games with me, this weekend we should be playing Bitcraft Online and forming an empire. You're welcome to join. Should be fun. We'll be playing Saturday night, probably for a good 8 hours. It'll take us a while to like find where to put the empire, but like once we get started, it'll be a fun time for everybody. All right. What am I doing? I'm raiding. Normally, I raid Sandra. She's not playing Final Fantasy XIV today. I am going to raid Danagast. He's playing Baldur's Gate 3. Fun game. I think there's probably a lot of crossover between the Baldur's Gate and Final Fantasy crowds. Have a good day, everyone, and say hi to Dan for me. Bye-bye. Stick around on YouTube and I'll raid there too.